You know, Ichabod's not a name you hear very often these days, and I'm going to tell you why in just a minute. Hey, I'm Mike. This is Temple on Wheels. Last post, I failed to mention where we were because some of you saw snow in the background. We were actually at Lake Possum Kingdom in a state park there, and yes, there was snow. We had quite a little storm. It had several hours of rain, several hours of freezing rain that turned into snow, and it made for a beautiful landscape. Anyway, about this Ichabod name. A few months ago, we were in Chiefland, Florida, attending church at a church called the Lighthouse Word Church. It's a church that was started about 40 years by a husband and wife. The husband passed away 6 or 7 years ago, and now the pastor is the wife, Pastor Carol, and she shared this little tidbit, and I found it interesting. It goes all the way back in the Bible to the book of Samuel. Samuel had a mentor named Eli. Eli was a priest. Eli was good and bad, and his sons were especially bad. And in one day, both Eli's sons were killed in battle, and then Eli, sitting in a tall chair when he heard the news, was so shocked that he fell over backwards and broke his neck. In that same instant, his daughter-in-law heard that her husband, her brother-in-law, and her father-in-law had been killed, and she was giving birth. And guess what she named that son? Ichabod. Guess what the name Ichabod means? It means the glory of the Lord has left, has departed. So Ichabod's not a real popular name because it's talking about the glory of God and gone. And I'm sure that young lady thought all the glory of life was gone at that moment. But I want to talk to you about another name that we use for Jesus, and that's Immanuel. Guess what that word means? God with us. So Pastor Carol so beautifully pointed out, we can have a spirit of Ichabod in us. We can have a spirit of Immanuel in us. It all depends on how we want to look at life. I'm sure you know people who have that Ichabod spirit. I'm sure you've had that Ichabod spirit. But what I'm telling you is to look at the life of Jesus and what he's done for us and have that Immanuel spirit living in you. That's what I got for today. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for joining Temple on Wheels.